Mandy and I welcome you back to Walking with Jesus for April 12th. Busy and the best. Let's look at Luke 10:39. This is the story about Martha and Mary. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and said, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work all by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is best, and it will not be taken from her." The great preacher Vance Havner once wrote, "I am convinced that if the devil cannot make us lazy, he will make us so busy here and there that the best is sacrificed for the good." He illustrated the point this way: we have been too busy chopping wood to take time out to sharpen the axe. That's a really good point. Jesus' friend Martha might serve as an example of how good can be the enemy of best, even when our intentions are pure. Martha and her sister Mary lived in Bethany, just a short walk from the Mount of Olives. When Jesus and the disciples were passing through Bethany, the sisters opened their home to them for a meal. As Martha busied herself with preparations for the meal, she grew irritated with Mary, who was just sitting at Jesus' feet listening to him teach. When Martha interrupted and complained to Jesus, he replied, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part." Luke 10:41-42. Preparing food and cleaning the house are good things, to be sure, but how often was Jesus in their home? Are you so busy being a Christian that you neglect spending time with Christ himself? Don't let the good keep you from the best. As a kid, I was kind of confused by that story because on the one hand, the girl who was doing the chores kind of got scolded, right? But then I thought, well, maybe I could use that excuse with my parents, right? "Hey, I'm busy reading the Bible, Mom. I can't clean my room or do the dishes for you." But everything in moderation, right? What Jesus is saying is that it wasn't bad that Martha opened up her home. That was a wonderful thing. And it wasn't bad that she was busy preparing food and wanting to make everything really great for Jesus and his disciples. But there is a time to just sit at his feet and listen. And that is what Mary was doing. And he just encourages us with this story that every day we need to stop, we need to pause, and we need to read his word, and we need to listen and just wait and listen for him, what he's speaking to us. Because if we're so busy throughout our day, we can't even hear Jesus and we don't have any time for him. And it is really interesting with Mary. We see her several times at Jesus' feet. Here, she's sitting and listening at Jesus' feet. In John 11:32, she fell at Jesus' feet. And in John 12:3, she anointed Jesus' feet. And in that culture, when you sat at someone's feet, it was like you were honoring them and you were submitting to them and you were listening to what they had to say and you wanted to learn from them. So she was just showing honor to Jesus and she wanted to learn all that she could. She loved Jesus. But Martha loved Jesus too. So if you're a busy person, don't be too hard on yourself, but do try to cut some of that back and give some time at Jesus' feet and just listening to him, because he loves you and he wants to teach you and grow your faith up stronger. And that can only happen when we stop and sit quietly at his feet. So hope you sit quietly today and listen to Jesus. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, because remember, God's word in your heart is the best way to live. See you then. And you can order your own copy of Walking with Jesus by Dr. David Jerimiah by going to drdavidjerimiah.org. or by calling Turning Point at 877-998-0222. And I would love to answer any question that you may have about faith in Jesus. Let's get stronger this year in 2024. You can contact me through my website, nancyjoytoyou.com. And I hope you have a wonderful day growing your faith in Jesus.